Hi, I'm Peter Kalmstrom of kalmstrom.com Business Solutions. In this demonstration, I will continue working on the recurring tasks, Excel, Power Automate, Power Apps application. In the previous applications, we have created these two tables, one for templates. These are task templates, things that are to be done on a recurring basis. Let's zoom out a bit so we can see that. There are these, and then we have tasks created based on those templates, and then we have some script to periodically create these tasks, and also we have a Power Apps canvas application that shows these and allows the user to mark these things as completed and input the time used for each one. So that's what we've done so far. Next step is that when a task is missed, when a task is overdue and has not been done, then we want it to automatically be set as missed. We already have this script that is running on a periodic basis every 24 hours. So in that, we're going to go through all the tasks and just make sure that they are missed if they are overdue. Let's start by creating some new classes. First, let's create the tasks class, and that's going to be very close to the templates class that we had above. So we can actually look at that one to learn a bit. So as you see, we have a public items property there. That's the same thing. And we're also going to get these items from the table. So we're going to be using almost exactly the same thing. So let's copy that over. And the main difference here is that we're going to be reading from the tasks table. Let's make sure that we have that named as tasks. Yes, we do. That's the tasks table. So the tasks getting from the table, it's going to go tasks, right? Getting the content rows, we're looping through them, and now we're going to read in the templates. So here's a thing that we missed. We need to have a task class also. So let's build that class. Let's build it up here. Class task. And that's going to have a few properties. It's going to have an ID, and that's going to be a number. That's going to start by 0 with 0. And then it's going to have a due date. That's what we're going to be working on now. Public due date ISO, and that's going to be a string. And then we can read the status. We're going to read that from the columns over here, because we're going to have to compare that. Status, and that's going to be a string also. So we're going to read that from the row. So let's copy that code here from the template task. Very simple code, but it saves us a bit of typing here. We don't actually need to read the title yet. We're just going to take that one away. So just do the ID, and that's going to be from the first column. We're going to parse that value to a number. That works fine. So that was the ID, the due date. Let's just copy that string there. And that's from the due date is from the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 7th column. That's when we have the due date. And then we have the status. And that we're getting the text from the 0, 1, 2, 3 columns. That's what we need to read. Alright, so now we have a tasks class and a task class, singular and plural. So now we can just go in here and say that the cur template should not be a template, it should be a task. And that's going to be a task, there we go. So the cur task is going to be a new task object. And then we're reading from the row there, and then we're adding that to the items array. So that should be it. Let's see, we have some warning there. Of course, here, the task class has a template object as that, so we need to change there also. Task. There we go. Now, no error messages, no warnings. Perfect, so let's go. So now we can do the same thing here that we've done above, that we're declaring a variable, const all tasks. And that's going to be a tasks object. And we're instantiating that, new tasks. There we go. Now we have that object. Then we can get all the tasks. All tasks, get from table. We're just sending in the workbook as before. And now we can declare a variable, let occur task. That's going to be a task. And now we can just loop here for occur task of all tasks items, right? So now we have a loop looping through all of those tasks. Now we're going to check, we already have these properties of the tasks, right? So we can just check the due date with today. So let's declare a today variable also. Let today ISO. So that's going to be a string, and that's going to be new date to ISO string. That gives us the date and the time. We don't want that, so I'm just going to take away with the end of it. So I'm going to take the first part of it. So the first 10 characters give me the ISO string of today's date. Great. So now we're looping all the tasks. We're going to compare that to the today ISO. So if the occur task due date ISO is less than today ISO, and these are strings so they can compare like that easily, then we're going to modify the occur task row. Right, we don't have a row. That's a mistake. We should have a row in the task also. So we'll just do the same thing as we do with the template here. We have a row, and that's an Excel script range. So now we have a row, and then we set that row also. This row equals row. So that's the object we're getting in there when we're looping and reading from the rows. So now we have a row object also, and that way we can set that row value. Row get cell, and we're going to get the cell, and of course we're going to set the status cell, and we counted that that was the 0, 1, 2, 3 get cell, so it's going to be in the first row of this range, and it's going to be the third cell, and then we get a cell, so then we can set the value, set value, and that's just going to be missed, and that should be it. So we did the work of creating a tasks class here, which has an items array of tasks, and then we did the code to get those items from the table. We created a task that reads from that specific row, and then we just did the comparison here, checking if the row, the occur task due date is less than today ISO, then it should be set to missed. So let's try and run this now and see if we get any errors, or if these ones, for example, this one here was due on the 30th, so it should be set as missed now. So let's run it. Let's set all of them to missed. That's not at all what we wanted. Of course, the error is quite obvious. All of these facts are indeed overdue, so they could have been missed if they were not in fact done. So I need to check that also. So if the occur task due date ISO is less than ISO, then we should check if the status is not done. Status, if that is not equal to done, then we can set it as missed. Let's try it now. We can set a couple of these to done and a couple of them to empty. Let's run the script now. So of course what should happen now is that all of these should be set to missed, but the ones that are done should stay done. And that's exactly what happened. Alright, so there we have the automatic set to missed done. What happens now in the background is, of course, if I go ahead and refresh the data source now, all the tasks should disappear because they are either done or missed. So that's exactly how it should work. So they should no longer be visible here. There's one still here that's between the 8. Yeah, that one is still open. So that's how it's supposed to be. And the reason we don't see it here in Excel is, of course, we have all of them like that. So now there's a couple of them that are still open. So that's as it should be. If we go back here and scroll up here, there we see we have the same open recurring tasks there. So everything is working as intended. So now in this demo, we have added the automatic set to missed functionality in the Excel script. Thank you for watching this demonstration.